Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Fireside Chat. My name is Aigbe Oitofa, and today we are discussing a subject that you'd agree with me that is very timely in our business today. And to do that with me, I have no other person but Tomi Ola. Tomi Ola is a graduate of electrical engineering from the University of Ilorin. He holds an MBA degree from the prestigious Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife. Before Ikeja Electric, Tomi worked for over 12 years in the banking industry, where he had different leadership roles. And today, he leads the maximum demand key account management team, what we popularly call MDCAM. So, welcome, Tomi.
Thank you very much, Aigbe. Thanks for having me here. It's a pleasure to be on this program. Thank you very much.
So, Tomi, as you are aware, our business has, had to deal with several changes over time in the past 1 year. There's been a number of NERC rulings, which means that it's not business as usual. We also have, competitors from like the solar space who are coming into this industry. And so, as a business, we've had to be more resilient or, more than ever. For me, my understanding of resilience is, pushing forward regardless of or despite challenges, embracing, changes within the business and, forging ahead. But I don't want our audience to take it from me because, of course, we have Tomi here. So this brings me to my very first question for you. So how would you describe resilience? And I'd like you to, situate that within the context of, the workplace and, running the business.
All right, thank you very much, Aigbe. Once again, it's nice to be here. It's nice to be here to discuss a topic like this. As you said, there's no better time to discuss resilience than now, especially as you said, the sector is undergoing a lot of changes. The sector is dynamic. Okay, so let me start by saying that. You mentioned that. Okay, so I was in the banking sector for about 12 years.
Yeah.
And in the banking sector, you are exposed to different sectors of the economy. I can tell you that the energy sector is the most dynamic sector ever. Things change every time, every minute. Speed of light change. So for me, if you ask me what resilience means, so let me put it now on like a general note. So resilience is adaptability. It's the ability for an individual, a company, an organization, to change in response to the changes around. Really and truly, that is resilience. I just told you. So as an individual, you have to be resilient. As a company, you have to be resilient. So that's the meaning of resilience, to change quickly. I think the key word here is not just change. Let me see, in elementary, primary, they'll tell you that trees move, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't move. But yes, thank you, sir. But they don't move like animals move. They will move now, but slowly. It will take years to move. So that is not resilience. It's the resilience is adapting very quick, to stimuli, external stimuli, so that you can remain either in business or even remain alive. So adaptability, that is resilience.
Thank you, Tomi. You have taken us back to secondary school.
Oh, yes,
with your response. My second question is, you have defined resilience as the ability to adapt quickly to external stimuli. I want to ask, right, in what ways have you seen, speaking of the workplace now, in what ways have you seen, resilience as an attribute contribute to the success of individuals, either the ones that you have worked with, even as a business? I know, there are several occasions that you've come to us in communication asking, for corporate gifts because you are going to see certain of your customers, which ordinarily, doesn't happen. But I'm sure, it's you trying to adapt to the current situation. So, like, in a nutshell, have you seen, resilience contribute to the growth of, people or even yourself in the course of your career so
Okay,
far?
I agree. Okay, so let me, before I answer your question,
Yeah.
I think it is important I state that our organization is resilient.
Yeah,
And I'll
very.
give you an example. Our organization is resilient. If we were not resilient, we will not still be in business today. I just told you that the sector itself is
Very dynamic.
very dynamic, changes. So our organization is resilient. So how has the resilience, or what things have we seen, to show that IE has been resilient all through the years? So I cast my mind back. I think sometime was it 2019, when we started bilateral power, okay, premium power. Funny thing is that, premium
Yeah, we'll
power.
have that
Yeah,
conversation.
premium power started. The idea started as an organization sitting back and saying that, okay, the dynamic of the energy sector has moved again. What can I do? What can I do as a business to remain relevant? And that is adapting. And the business sat down and said that, you know what? Why can't we give our customers premium service and they pay for it? It was unheard of then. You understand?
Yeah, I
And
remember.
you could see how that whole journey took us, and it became something that the whole industry adapted. The band-aid you are seeing today
Is
the
an
model
option.
is an option of bilateral power which started. And that's just one way to see that IE has been able to adapt and move quickly. We move quickly, and adapt to the situation. So we did the bilateral, we rolled it across our network. It was something that people started, our customers loved and wanted.
Started yearning for, in
Yearning
fact.
for, and we were also able to meet, our internal KPIs because of that, and the objective of, make more money and things like that. The business was able to do it. Okay, so today, as I'm talking to you, you live in a bilateral location, don't you?
No, my location is not exactly
bilateral.
bilateral, but we are banding now.
You are banding now. Okay, so you know. Okay, so today, Kenya Electric has decided to withdraw bilateral service. We've changed the game, based on what is happening in the sector. We've adapted the game. So today, okay, we are not doing bilaterals, offering our customers bilateral service. But trust me, watch and see. Very soon, we are still going to come up with something else that will fit into whatever is
Market.
obtainable, in the market right now. So IE is a highly resilient company. I think another instance, let me just put it in another instance. I could remember when one town hall meeting some years back, and the director then said that, you know what, the next 3 months we are not going to issue paper bills again. In the sector, like, what's this man thinking about? How can we do it? And we did it. And along the line, some months after, when COVID started, and nobody could go out, our bills went out. And I could remember then in my team, we were like, how are we going to do this thing? So customer will not see paper bill,
That
paper bill. They will use for ages. They will see paper bill. But look at us today. We've reduced, no longer print papers. With now technology driven and all. Shows resilience. And for highly, how do I put it now? For highly improved companies, they don't even wait for the change. That's the thing. They anticipate it. You have to anticipate the change. You have to continue to look at, okay, what is going to happen in the next 2 years. It doesn't happen. You're already thinking about it, and you are trying to make changes, to ensure that you adapt to whatever comes in. So highly resilient. Of course, for a company to be resilient, it means that your leaders they are not only resilient themselves, they must be visionary.
Yeah.
So a visionary leader is a leader that can build a resilient organization. I think that is some things that I personally think has been working for IE and has made IE, to still stand to today, strong and.
Right, that's very interesting, and I'm glad like you made mention of those two projects, because I remember when I joined this business. Speaking of bilateral power now, and just adapting to change, right? If you remember, it started as you mentioned premium power, but when we went to the market, the feedback we got was that premium power connoted a sort of exclusive,
thank you,
that is reserved for only a certain sector, and then we went back to the drawing board in communication to say, okay, let's call this bilateral power, because really what it was bilateral agreement between two parties. And also the e-billing system. If I tell you that e-billing contributed to one of the reasons why I joined this business, because before e-billing, somehow we had we had this idea, NEPA. So when I saw the e-billing system and I was doing my application, I knew that there was something about this particular business organization that it's not regular, like it's not with the norm. And so yes, like you said, it takes visionary leaders to build resilient organizations. So that these first two questions are really dug deep into the subject. So maybe we should relax a bit. I'll say we relax a bit, because of course I introduced you at the very beginning, but really I harped on your experiences, your work experiences, and educational background. So outside what we know already, how would you describe Tomi? Who is Tomi? Because part of the objective of this chat is so that our colleagues everywhere, they can put a face to the name, and also just know who it is that they work with when they get those events.
What do you want to know? I don't know. What else do you want to know?
Just tell us.
My face is distinct. I cannot hide in a crowd. I've had that growing up. My face is distinct. I cannot hide in a crowd. So what else do you want to know? My personal life?
Not necessarily your personal life. So what makes Tomi tick? Is Tomi a football fan? Is Tomi? Would you find Tomi out on a Friday? Would Tomi go and dance in an one day, or is the type to just sit back and observe what is going on?
Okay, so this I didn't prepare for. I prepared for every other question on resilience and business cases and everything.
Right.
This I didn't prepare for. So okay, so I think what drives me, I think personally, okay, so let me say it like this. Personally, I work for people. So when I work for people, I have my ogas. Yeah. And my ogas is my family. Those are the people that's what drives me really. I'm married, by the grace of God, married. Been married for 11 years now. I have two kids.
Let me be taking notes.
I have two kids, a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. And basically, that is why I get up every morning. What else? I'm the last born.
Really?
Yeah. I'm fortunate, and I give glory to God that I still have my two parents alive.
That's nice.
Okay, my dad's in 80s, my mom's in late 70s. What else? One
No, answer you football.
Who does not like Owambe? Yeah, who does not like Owambe? I'm not a football fan, but I'm not a fanatic.
Okay.
So I will not because I want to watch a match, or because my team lost.
Which team do you support, sir?
It's the best team in the world.
That must be Manchester United.
Really? Manchester United with leaking roofs, please.
No. That's a facility. We are talking about,
I'm a Gunner.
You're gonna?
Yes.
Oh, next season. That's your fan song, but
Gunners are resident.
Okay, yeah, you can, exactly.
So that's why we're Gunners.
That's good. That's really great. Back to our discussion.
Yes, back to the things I planned out. Yes.
On resilience.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask you, right? We made mention of, in the course of our conversation, we made mention of adapting to changes, and doing that quickly. So, do you think that there are strategies that one can employ, to be resilient, just to put it that way, or in trying to build resilience? Do you think that there are strategies, there are things that one can do? I know, for example, as a business, every Monday, it comes, we put out the Monday motivation just to get people pumped for the week and going. But do you think that there are strategies that one can cultivate to one can adopt to cultivate resilience as a...
Okay. I think I'm not going to say this is not my opinion. It's actually according to a book. I don't read the book. Let me just put that. But while I was in the bank, we had the privilege of studying the book, and plus we studied it, we spoke about it. I think that book actually says it all. The title of the book is "Only the Paranoid Survives."
Wow.
But that title alone shows you.
Yeah.
You understand? So only the paranoid survives. And basically, if you say someone is paranoid, what does it mean?
It's constantly
checking, looking at what's happening.
In popular culture, we say it's guiding.
Thank you. It's guiding. What's happening.
Yeah.
And those kind of people. Leaders like a business leader. So let's go into business. Those kind of business leaders. When it seems as if everything is calm, and the figures are okay, the revenue is high, everything is going on, they are afraid because they know that there's always something after. So only the paranoid survives. That's the name of the book. And basically what the book says is that a leader or a company, an organization, for an organization to remain relevant, to remain at the top, constantly has to keep on, has to take tabs on 6 things every time. Number one is the strength of its competitors. So you have continually to look, what's in my competition, what are they doing? So that immediately there's a change, you adapt. Or even before the change, you adapt. The strength of your competitor. The organization needs to know what my competition doing, what are its strengths, what are they trying to do, and everything. Next thing is my suppliers. You understand? So people that are supplying, what is happening to them? You understand? Are there better suppliers now? And I've just been bogged down with this man. He's been the one supplying me for years. So what are my suppliers? My suppliers doing? Then my existing customers, the people I serve now, what is happening to them? I think in our business where customer service comes in,
yes.
You want to know, my customers happy. They are your customers now.
Yeah.
Are they really happy? What's happening to them? Are they thinking of alternative?
Yeah.
Business needs to. That has to be at your focus. You have to be on the focus. You have to start thinking about that. Then your potential customers. It's not my customer today, but it's a customer. It's someone I want to be my customer tomorrow. It's a prospect. You understand? I need to know what's happening to that guy. You understand? Okay, so for example, in my team, you want to bring in a new customer to get your probably we manage doing marketing this customer for a while. So you need to know, bros. Okay, number one, why have you not even
converted?
Why have I not converted the guy? He will tell you because A, B, C, condition A, condition B, condition B. You need to know when those conditions change so that you quickly react. That's number 4. Number 5 is your complimentors. People that compliment you. So who are the people that compliment you? That is, in our own case, I want to see that our regulators, and I think the last one is probably the most important. That is, what are the possibilities that the business we are doing now can be done in a different way? So what are the possibilities? And this is where technology comes into play. So I'm not only looking at the electricity sector, any other sector. So, and of course, what are the possibilities that and what you're doing now can be done in a better way? Because once you miss it, your competition will just
Your competition goes ahead of you.
go ahead. And that's why you see companies that are strong, that they have R&D, research and development units, where they keep trying to do things better, trying to be innovative and all whatnot. So, that being said, there are several examples. Because I used to be in the bank, so I had the opportunity of going for business seminars, business debates, and where we do case studies and everything. Let me give you an example. In the early 90s, in the early 90s, it's when the personal computer came out. IBM said the personal computer. It is the monitor, the everything IBM.
Excuse me.
Then what happened? There was a change. That manufacturers now started manufacturing the components of the computer individually. Then computer village happened. So you see people go to computer village going to cannibalize couple computers, not necessarily buying the IBM ready-made, couple computers and everything. So that's the technology that changed. So IBM started selling less computers. You understand? But guess what? What's happening now? We are back. We are back. Nobody goes to computer village to cannibalize again. Everybody has moved to laptops. Everything's full again. So those changes really happen, and those changes, if a company is not ready, it becomes that disruption, such that the company will never recover. Several companies have not been able to adapt, and they are not resilient. They will never recover. The big example you hear everywhere, Kodak used to sell camera films and cameras. Today we have a Kodak. They are making a comeback though. We have a Kodak. Samsung, everything digitalized. It has moved forward. So, and it has to be fast. And I mentioned before, that speed has to be there. And so, have I answered your question? I think I have.
Yes, because my question was that if there are strategies that.
Yeah, so that's okay. So I just tried to lay down the 6 according to that book.
I'm sure you probably, the book came in one of the KSIs, or what do you call them in the banking, key knowledge sharing sessions.
Exactly.
KSS. I had a 1 year stint.
In the bank.
Yes, in Sterling.
Why did you do
in Sterling Bank.
Ran away.
I had. Well, I wouldn't say I ran away. I needed.
You adapted.
Yeah. No, I needed to grow. But I wasn't in like the core banking. I was still in communication bit. So I'm glad that you listed out all of these methods now, or ways that companies can stay adaptive. And in looking at it holistically, I think that that can be summarized in, first of all, anticipating the change and embracing the change. Because the anticipation of the change allows you to, react as early, very fast, like you said. So, just to summarize those 6 points, for individuals watching, it is, constantly anticipate the change in what you're doing, how you can do things better, and then when that change comes, by all means, embrace the change. So my next question would be for businesses, right? There could be the leaders can be visionary, like we said earlier, and resilient in their right. However, do you think that for the young people that are coming into the business, through different recruitment and all of that, do you think that there are ways that the business can teach this? Should I say teach? Teach this young people on how to be resilient, like, in course of like the business space, do you think that this can be resilience can be
Taught.
resilient
Can be passed on.
can be groomed?
Can be grown. Okay.
Yes.
So I think the answer is, well, yes. And I believe, an organization usually metamorphosizes or reflects the leadership. So if you have an issue, you have a leader that is visionary, a leader that is adaptive, that is a leader that is agile, a leader that is agile. Eventually, what is going to happen is that the next in command, the guys in next in command will have to adapt to that, and everything will be cascade down, you see, because even the programs, the events that will be happening within that organization will be tailored towards adapting and constantly changing. You understand? So, really and truly, a new person coming into that organization will have to also adapt. If he does not adapt, he will fall through the cracks. You understand? So those are the people that will eventually become non-performers. They will just fall through the cracks because you see the thing we are talking about adapting and being resilient, being agile and nimble to change. It's something that is fast. And so let me say, and that is what you usually find that distinguish public sector from private sector. You understand? And if you've seen people move from public to private sector, they adapt or they fall. You understand? Because you need to be fast to adapt as long as you want to become high. So it can be groomed. Those tenants can be passed to the new guys coming in. Definitely can be passed.
So
as an individual,
yes.
So maybe let me talk. I'm talking about business. As an individual, you also have to be resilient. What do I mean by resilient? Okay, so I knew about this session.
Yes.
About a week or even more than now.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I've been okay. So what will I say? What am I going to? Which case study will I?
You've been preparing for us.
So I had this book. I've been writing some things down. So imagine I forgot the book. Today, the D-Day. So what we have, So the need. I want to say even more than the company as an individual, you have to be resilient. You just have to have a way whereby you tutor your nature to be able to adapt to everything. Not all stimuli is bad. Some people can adapt to something bad, they will adapt. And then it becomes. But what if something could happen? The condition changes to be very favorable. You have to adapt. Yes, you have to adapt and be very fast adapting to that. So as an individual, you have to adapt. You ask me, I'll tell you, in your workplace, are you the only one that knows what you do? Are you the only one you know how to do what you do? Let's do like that. What you do? Are you the only one that knows how to do it? What if one day you're unable to come to work? Or you want to take some time off? You want to go on leave and go on leave.
Not working leave.
You have to. So that's adapting. You have to be able to ensure that you pass knowledge down. You adapt across board. And I would say for okay. So what do you do for a career left?
Well, me, I work in the corporate comms department, and personally, I'm on the PCSR events and brands team. So we're responsible for the physical attributes of the brand that you see. We're also responsible for like the CSR activities.
Let me tell you, I'm trying to. That's why I asked this question. So okay, so you are a media and communications person. What other skills do you have? Do you have any other skill that is not close to this? So that is adapting. That's resilience. Really and truly. You see a lot of people that will tell you that during the day I'm an accountant, but in the evening I'm a tailor. I sew as an individual, those are resilient properties that can be encouraged in people because the dynamics of things are changing very fast. Unfortunately, most of the indicators are not moving upwards. Let me give you.
Yeah.
So also when I was in the bank, there's one concept. There's a concept that is used in business. It's called VUCA. VUCA. It's an acronym.
Okay.
It means volatility, uncertainty, VU, complex and ambiguous. So what they are trying to tell you, just tell me, what I'm trying to tell you that the business environment is volatile, it can be ambiguous. You don't know what is coming up. It can be uncertain, and very complex. Sometimes before you even understand it, this is what is happening now, and so that is what I was told about some 10 years ago. That is the business environment. That's 10 years ago. Okay. If you want to describe the business environment today, is it not the same or even worse? Because 10 years ago, dollar was how much? 155. Dollar was 155. Petrol per liter was 97 naira.
No, maybe 60, maybe 65 even.
Doesn't matter. Today is 500, 590, 610.
Depending on
you.
where you are.
Volatile, uncertain, ambiguous, complex. So, and that is what I don't think if we sit down here at 20 years, it won't still be, those things will still be there. So, constantly adapting. You have to keep adapting to whatever comes in.
Right. I like the way you finished answering the question, because you said 10 years ago you were told about what the business environment represents in that acronym. It brings me back to like the very first point that you made about how resilience can be groomed within the organization, and went to leadership first, because from what you have said, it's obvious that the leadership anywhere sets the tone for what happens and what they accept. And so it's obvious to me that, of course, by the leader's vision, it cascades down to people who would thrive. Because some people might join, but they leave. They end up leaving. But if you are to thrive in a business where the leadership is resilient, then you have to be resilient yourself. And it so happens that in Ikeja Electric, resilience is actually one of our brand values. And so if you are joining Ikeja Electric newly, please make sure that make sure that if you're joining Ikeja Electric newly, please make sure that you are looking for ways that you can improve yourself, and of course constantly looking for ways that you can improve yourself, and the sky is your limit here. So this brings me to my next question, right? Because in course of like we were preparing for us, we did some preparation, and we did a bit of research into Mr. Tomi, and we found out I discovered that you went to a military school, a military secondary school. So we discovered that you had ex-jam, like people say it, right? Unfortunately, my parents did not follow through with their threats of sending me to one. But so I can only ask you now, do you think that that experience in that part of your life build some level of resilience within you that might not be that you might not see with the average ordinary civilian?
I'm a civilian.
Don't mind me. Just let's just use that
Okay, so
that word.
I this your question is a bit it's tough, and you are not going to allow me to phone a friend, are you?
No. There's no phone
It's
friend.
tough. So, well, maybe okay. So, what did I learn by? What did I learn in the military when I was in the military school that is different from what every other person must have learned, either in the university or nothing really that's distinguished. Just that okay. So, I think for you to be resilient, you have to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to know that failure is not an option. Just put it that. So means that you have to be tough. Your mind has to be tough that I'm not going to fail. As such, whatever comes, I will adapt. I will deal with it. I will adapt to it. I will move to. So maybe that's something
that you have to learn maybe a bit
earlier than other people.
than
So you
other
have to be
people.
tough. And something key that I learned from by attending a military school is that I don't keep things at heart. When people offend me, or when people offend me, I don't even think about it because my best friends now, they are people that almost killed me when I was so it's just part of it's just a phase of life.
Right.
And really, if you look at things that happen, you hear in the news that a policy has changed.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know that that policy has changed. Maybe today it's not in your favor, so you adjust. Tomorrow the next policy might be in your favor. So just know that things, dynamics, a cycle, and things. Yes.
So I like what you said, about not keeping things to heart. Like it's live and let live, and you don't take things to heart. I want to ask, right? Do you have any like personal mantras, besides this that you just said that you live by, that gives you, let me say, use the word ginger on a daily basis, just to be resilient.
Personal mantra.
Mm-hmm.
Like something I've written somewhere.
Not necessarily maybe right somewhere, but it could be, it could just be, an attitude like this is how I wish to, this is how I want to live, and so anything that doesn't fall within this, and again, maybe tilted towards resilience. There are some people that before they go into the day, they have like, oh, I am XYZ. I am blessed. I can do all things. People do that. But we're just curious. Does Tomi have any of those things?
This is one question because I know that people that will listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
This may be the only thing they
take out of it. Maybe we use it as the headline in posting this.
So what is my mantra? I'm a firm believer in working hard. I'm a firm believer in working hard, and so what do I tell myself in the morning when I start my day behind my desk? Is that okay? There's work to be done. What I'm here to do is to do it as best I can and go. And I try to do it. I really try to do the work. I try to apply myself.
Yeah.
And have fun while doing it. So I'm also a firm believer. Okay, so I read something that really shaped my thinking years back. Somebody was trying to define who a gentleman is.
Mm-hmm.
And the person said that a gentleman is somebody that tries as much as possible to make the people around him, let me say him or her now, so a gentleman is going to be someone that tries to, as much as possible, to make people around himself or herself as comfortable as possible. So while you are starting your duties, and the people around you, are they comfortable? When I'm saying comfortable, I don't mean that, Are this well seated, but are they free, to approach you to speak their mind, they're not harassed, they're not under
Duress,
duress, they're not being harassed, things like that. So anywhere you go, do you carry that aura of there are some people that what they like is that they enter a room and everybody. So I think I try not to do that because you see we spend most of our time in the office.
Yeah.
If we work with people that don't like coming to the office, we're not going to get
just because of
your
person.
Your person and things. So I try to do that and as much as possible. But I mean, when there is fight to be fought, we fight the fight. Everybody be done. So
yeah,
I don't know if I said anything that makes
no,
sense.
no.
I don't know if I said anything that makes sense to you.
No. You did. Like you said, you try as much as possible to make everyone comfortable. I think that is a worthy mantra. So you don't go anywhere hoping to intimidate anyone. And of course, the business has been preaching, against bullying.
Exactly.
Just in case you don't know. And there's a whistleblowing platform. So in case somebody is harassing you where you are, please use the emails and send those mails. I like that you said that because in course of self-improvement, I did this McKinsey forward program, and there was it exposed me to a concept that they called psychological safety. It's their building teams. It means that psychological safety, essentially is that you should build a team where everyone is able to come in with their authentic self, because in doing that, they can do the work as best as they can, while being comfortable or having fun doing it. A research showed that in hospitals where there was low psychological safety, death rates in the emergency in the ER was high, because people did not own up to the mistakes that they made within treating patients. And so because they did not own up to the mistakes, they could not learn from the experiences. And so some over time some of those mistakes were repeated. Unlike in teams where there was psychological safety, people were able to learn from the mistakes that they were free to make, so to say. I know we've talked about resilience within the business space. We've talked about it personally. I don't know if you know, last month June was June, the entire month of June was Men's Mental Health Month. As you know, mental health has become very topical now because the economic environment is harsh. The world is changing at a rapid.
Well, you are motivated.
I've just received my motivational payout. The world is changing at a rapid pace that some people cannot even make sense of what is happening, and so there's strain in the mental health of people. Some degenerate to depression, anxiety, and all of that. Just to tie it back to what we're talking about, right? Resilience. Do you think that resilience is an important attribute to developing some level of mental toughness in dealing with the mental health of today?
For the human body and health, unlike business circumstances or business environment where because you charted a course and maybe something happens, then you go to plan B, plan C, plan D. The human body is not like that. You have just this one life. So yes,
No spare.
there's no plan. or maybe you have a clone somewhere. Hiding. So really and truly, I think for that, the resilient aspect of that is your determination to ensure that you live a full life, a fulfilled life, happy and healthy. You can only be happy if you are healthy.
True.
You understand? People that are not healthy, they can never be happy. You can only be happy if you are healthy. You want to live a full and fulfilled life. So I think it's the onus is on men, women, whoever you are, to make sure that you take care of yourself, take care of your body. Everything we've said since the beginning of this. If you don't have a body, you cannot do it. You can't come to work, you can't drive any initiative, you can't inspire anybody. You don't have a body. So the body is your container. Your house is everything. So I'm happy, especially Ikeja Electric. I mean this company, and not because I'm here. We put a premium on all these health, health talks, health and safety and things that we do. Some organization where I'm coming from, just come to work,
Come and do your work.
Come and do your work. Where's the money, things like that. So it's in the front burner in Nigeria, which is good, and I'm happy. There's a lot of people, and especially the men that don't talk. They say we don't talk. We don't talk. We just keep
everything.
Swallow everything. But if you are aware of what is happening, in our immediate environment now, I think your health is not something you should joke with. There are so many people that look well on the outward appearance. Next few hours, you just hear that there is no more. So I think your resilience in this part is to ensure that you do everything possible. What you eat, very key. Your lifestyle. I'm talking to men now, the lifestyle. You know what I'm talking about? Lifestyle. That lifestyle, I think for that, just be moderate. And if you have a goal, the goal is dependent on time. What can take you to that goal is your body. You have to make sure you are around to achieve your goal. Putting all that behind you at the back of your mind to ensure that you are healthy. Just do what you must do to ensure that you are living the best of your life. So that is the resilience aspect of it. So sitting down and saying that, you know what, this life, I must live it, I must enjoy it.
Say like on a Friday night, you can decide that this Friday, let me just even sit
I'm talking about health, I'm talking about Friday.
No, it's you can draw the correlation, because look at it this way, right? Severally, men have, I'm speaking, certain men have to deprive themselves of a lot of, things. I'm not even talking about I'm not talking about vices now or any of those things that make them happy because of, my family. It's in the nature of men. I'm not speaking as an expert, but, personally, I've seen myself, try to put people before myself, and so sometimes it feels like you're getting the, how do you say it,
Seminars.
For yourself now, but like sometimes it feels like you're not getting the best for yourself. So that's what I mean. Like on a Friday, you can decide to sit somewhere, have fun, and of course I cannot also on this topic I cannot also emphasize the importance of healthy relationships. We heard recently that the former CEO of one of the e-commerce businesses was found, from suicide. You begin to imagine that, for somebody who is at the pinnacle, was a CEO. I don't know, but you would think that it won't be as a result of, let's say, the economic challenges that exactly, or one of those things that would have made him carry out that act, unfortunately. So imagine that people like that, you have healthy relationships with peers, with colleagues or even friends that you can actually open up to what is going on within you. Sometimes there's solace in friendships and healthy relationship.
You are very correct. Let me just add to what you said. You are very correct. Relationship is very key.
Yeah.
For those that are fortunate to have family, and I'm not talking about your immediate your wife or children, siblings and everything. That relationship is very key. It goes a long way. So okay, so let me tell you something about me too. I told you on the last one. So I have 4 elder siblings.
Right.
And if I look at it, actually those are my best friends. You understand? So I'm kind of guy I'm kind of person that if I don't talk to my siblings in 24 hours, as if if I think there's a problem. In fact, my kids now, they know. Don't worry, I'll tell your brother. Okay, you don't want to. So those kind of relationships are very good. Some people will tell you that I don't have friends, but I don't trust anybody. That's the problem. We must think deep. Are you also trustworthy? Because these things are difficult. If you don't trust, you cannot make friends outside. You don't trust. Okay, your family member, make them your friends. You know? So relationship is very, very key in enhancing good health,
mental health.
We are very correct.
I like how this conversation is drawing to a conclusion, because like you said, your body is your container. If you're not here, if you don't have your mind right, there's no way that resilience is going to show forth in work or any other thing that you're doing. So, on this note, I would like to say a very big thank you to you for finding time within, of course, your very busy schedule. I know I know that the cash drive season has just maybe slowed down now towards as a new month, but I just want to say thank you again. We really appreciate you coming, honoring this invitation to have this conversation. So
thank you very much.
On behalf of the entire corporate communications team, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be on this platform. We're looking forward to watching the next person you have on your hot seats. I look forward to watch that episode. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.